Hi everyone, welcome to my Autodesk screencast. My name is Zan Ta and I work for Repro Products in Smyrna, Georgia. I am an Autodesk certified instructor and hold many certifications in multiple Autodesk products for the AEC industry. I hope you enjoy my screencast. If you'd like to see more of my screencasts, please search for VAR 2015, that's VAR 2015, or my name. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up after you watch it. In today's screencast, we'll be continuing our look at what's new in Revit 2016. This is the second video in a series, and if you need to look for other what's new videos that I've made, just do a search under screencast for my name. And so here we are in Revit 2016, and let's take a look at some of the other additional features in Revit 2016. The first thing we'll look at is the select host command. And what I mean by that is sometimes when you're working in the software and you have a tag that you're working with, you're not quite sure what is it tagging because of whoever drew it. You're not really sure. You can actually select that tag and you can click Select Host. And what it does is it highlights the host object that is being tagged, so it's easier for you to see and figure out quickly. You also have the ability to click Pick New Host if you want to host it off of another wall, for example, this wall down here. And you also have to have the ability now to click Pick Primary Host, which describes and tells the door which part of the wall is hosting the wall. If, for example, in the image that you see ahead in front of you, there's two walls that are joined together, and you want it to actually be hosted by one part of the wall or the other part of the wall. Another feature in Revit 2016 I'd like to look at is one where they call place rooms automatically. And the way this functions is it's very similar to how we work with spaces as MEP engineers. As MEP engineers, you have the ability to click and add a space, but one of the features that it also gives us is place spaces automatically, so they can very quickly populate that data. Finally, now you have the ability when you work with rooms to click place rooms automatically. And they automatically get placed. It makes your life a lot easier, and you can just go ahead and fill in the names and the numbers accordingly. Let's take another feature where it says find referring sheets of a view. What I mean by this is when you're working in a Revit project, you look at all the views that are created here in the project browser and you want to find out whether it's already on a sheet or not. All you have to do is right click that view and say open sheet if this is black. If the text is gray like this, that means that sheet, the view is not on a sheet. But since this is not gray and it's black, I can click open sheet and it takes me directly to that sheet. And conversely, if you're in the sheet view, if you expand it on a project browser, you can see the name of the view that's in the sheet. You can right click it and you can just say open and it'll take you directly to that particular view. Let's take a look at some new scheduling parameters. Elevation at top, top core, bottom, and bottom core, which are typically used for, like, say, floors. So here I have a floor schedule, and I've already put in a schedule that says elevation at top core, elevation at bottom core, and elevation at top. Why is this important? Because just because we put in a floor that says a particular height level, that doesn't necessarily describe everything, maybe especially for a structural engineer. They maybe want to see things like where the top core is for structural purposes or the bottom of the core for coordination purposes with any other structural objects, maybe decking. And so one of the options, so here you'll see within scheduling, these are the four that are available now. And they start over here on the available fields side, and you can just double click it and bring it over to your scheduled fields. Another feature that's brand new in Revit 2016 that makes for interesting work is if I go through the process of grabbing a whole bunch of objects like this, there is a command called selection box, and this is located under the view tab, the view panel, and if I click it, it automatically opens up the default 3D bracket view, and it isolates everything out, and it only shows me what I have selected. And so from here, what it's doing is this command is actually opening up the 3D view, turning on the section box command, and adjusting the size of the section box to contain just the data that I want it to contain. All the other objects are hidden by default, and now I have a quick 3D view of just what I'm looking at. And at that point, I can go ahead and I can rename this whatever I want, say corner 3D view. And if I hit the house symbol, I have a new default 3D bracket view. And this one that I made earlier still holds the way it is. So that's a new feature called Selection Box. And then let's take a look at one more feature for this video series, energy analysis on building and conceptual at the same time. In other words, let's head back over here. When we work with the software, under analysis, they've changed it so that you can actually do energy settings, show energy model at the same time as show as running energy simulation. And let's head over to a 3D view. And here we have the 3D view showing the energy model that's already been created, and in conjunction with the actual building components that are physically there as well. So now you can start to see and understand the physical building object against the analytical objects. So let's say, for example, I want to hide all the model objects. I'm now left with just the analytical information. Okay? And then obviously you can hide other additional 3D components as well. So you can start to get an idea of your energy analysis model in relationship to your building objects. And that's it. That's another video screencast on some new features in Revit 2016. And I will be doing another one for another set of series. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up.